Welcome to another video, and as you can see on the screen, we have remnants of Storm Dara, which is almost about a year ago, where two massive great big trees leandalized that come down in the storm. And luckily for me, I had a local friend to come out and give me a hand with a chainsaw and zipping up the trees that had fallen down, and they've been literally laying there in situ over all this time. So it's going to make it pretty good to split. Now I've already made a start splitting some of these pieces. Some of these pieces on the left of the screen are fresh. Now you can probably tell by the color difference that they are new, and all of the pile on the right there are old. They've been drying out for some period of time now, and thanks to you guys helping me out on Ko-fi with the new wheelbarrow, that's really helped. You guys are awesome. And here are some of the pieces recently picked up from the back of the property, which I will be splitting right now. And they've been sat there for about a week, just drying out a little bit, getting some air to it, which is probably a good thing to do. And this is the remnants of my wood store. So that needs to be filled up ASAP pretty much. It's looking pretty bare. So a little tip to save my back. Most of you guys know I had a proper bad back injury recently, so this piece of kit which I'm going to be taking out is quite heavy. It's around 50 kilos, so it's a lot. Okay, so what I've done is I've made myself a little ramp so I can pull it out with relative ease, so I don't injure myself, making sure the wheels are going to actually go down the piece of the wood like so. Nice and simple, straightforward. And also don't forget to release the hydraulics there. Makes it all easier to work. I always make sure that I plug it in last after I've done all of the safety checks. So always make sure glasses and hand protection, absolutely. You don't want nothing hurting yourself if you can help it. Also, as you can tell, that makes a huge difference, something to sit on. Now, all we're going to be doing is literally moving the piles of pieces of wood which I need to get split. So basically I'm just moving them closer to site, and I'm trying to make it pretty much as slick as possible. So we're just going to be stacking them up so it's nice and local. Always important to make sure we're comfortable. So I used to do a set on the floor and it really hurt my back. So raising myself up just a little bit really helps. And we're just going to be going through the laborious process of splitting all of these logs. Now, doing it this way, believe it or not, is saving an absolute fortune. To get one trailer filled up with firewood was around £250, and I would literally burn through that in about 5 weeks through the winter months. Okay, so some of you may or may not know, winter actually starts on the 21st of December. And we got quite a while to go yet. It's autumn and already we can feel the temperatures dropping. So I thought, you know what? Let's knuckle down and get the firewood done. This is probably the last chance in the year that I've got to literally split and to sort it all. Now what I'm doing now is I'm making space for the new wood to go into. So basically all of the stuff on the left of the log store is fresh, and all of the stuff on the right is dried and old. So we're literally going to be going through the old stuff, making room for the new stuff. So basically it's just a case of splitting the wood, putting it in the wheelbarrow, and backwards and forwards. For me, I quite like doing this. It gives me a bit of a break away from the screen. It gets me outside in the fresh air. I can literally switch off doing this, where I haven't got thousands of things running through my mind all the time of all sorts. I can literally just sit there, focus, unwind, and get this important job done. Now, I know some of you guys watching this to say, why don't you just use an axe? Well, I've got really bad shoulders due to an old injury and a proper bad back problem. So this absolutely helps. So I think if you are living out in the wilds and you're into preparedness and making sure you're going to be okay or when the weather changes, I recommend it. It's a great bit of kit. So just basically loading it into the barrow and tipping it onto my homemade log drying store, which is all free, all out of pallets. Now, another good tip is always make sure, if you can, to remove the bark, because that firewood will dry a hell of a lot quicker, because all bark is going to do is going to keep moisture inside your log. You take that off, great. It'll only come off this easy if it's been drying for a long time. You will not get bark off that easy when the wood is green. So that's been there for almost a year, and as you can tell, we're making progress, splitting and tipping. Yes sir. And for me, getting this done is great. It's a nice bit of physical exercise for myself, and that's the object of the exercise, is to keep going, keep splitting, keep adding to it, because when it gets cold, I'm going to be so grateful that I've got this firewood. Absolutely. So all we need is time, and that's one thing I've got at the moment, and we're making full use of the fine weather that we've had recently, making sure that I'm putting myself to good use in splitting the firewood when the weather is fair. You don't really want to be doing this out in the rain. This is electrical equipment. You don't want electric shocks, you don't want it rusting, etc. And it is a bit of a pain making a great big tent over the whole area. So that's it for me. I'm making full use of it, and that's basically the progress lately. Some of you guys have been asking me about my wood store, and we're continuing to fill it. So like I said, in the middle is that space, which is going to be progressed along with the new stuff, and eventually the whole thing will be filled up with some freshly split wood. So all we need now is time for it to dry. Hopefully I haven't run out of time and I can actually burn this new stuff very soon. Only time will tell. So you guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.